in our opinion, it is the best we've got.
I think in all these cases the same when it's cash driven.
This is a consumer-led revolution.
The cold winds of change are blowing right under our noses.
Hydrocarbon refrigerants are an incredibly important tool for us to use in the fight against climate change.
Tonight we'll try and sort out who's on the money in a car aircon gas war. It's chemicals versus a natural alternative that its proponents claim can protect the planet while delivering a cheaper deal for motorists.
Cheaper in the short term or the long term?
In one corner, hydrofluorocarbons, currently in mainstream use in our car air conditioners, but they are not environmentally friendly.
Well, 1,3,4-A does have a slight global warming potential.
In the other corner, natural hydrocarbon refrigerants, a pure version of what we use in a barbecue.
And the gas themselves are cheaper.
And get colder quicker, they tell us.
The only complaint that hydrocarbon refrigerants in car applications ever have is that it blows too cold. And who doesn't want that on a 40-degree day?
And they fit in with the flavour of the millennium.
The single biggest thing that anybody can do to reduce their carbon footprint, other than avoiding flying to Europe for the holidays, is to change the gas in your car air conditioner from 1,3,4-A to a natural hydrocarbon refrigerant.
Brent Hoare from the Green Cooling Association reckons every car in Australia would be using it if it wasn't for a scare campaign designed to protect a bottom line.
Look, I have to say, even the leaders of the mainstream Australian conservation groups, who really ought to know better, have been deluded or tricked by the fluorocarbon industry campaigns to think that we had solved the refrigerant problem when we got rid of the CFCs. You just simply can't get an adequate concentration of the gas inside a passenger cabin to be able to cause a flammable mixture.
And it should be noted that not one motorist worldwide has been injured with hydrocarbons in their car air conditioners.
I don't know of any consumer that's been hurt.
And the tide seems to be turning down under, with people working in the aircon industry putting their faith in the natural hydrocarbons.
Hydrocarbons have had a bad rap in the industry, but I'm quite happy to use them.
Rowan Cox runs Southern Cross Mechanical Services and has adopted hydrocarbons for his commercial customers with stunning results.
It's a quicker time on the pull-down temperature of a commercial van. If you have a quicker time pull-down on your van, it means that you're going to save fuel because your compressor on your car's not running as much, so there's less load on your engine.
Yeah, but a trucker who might be travelling across Australia, I don't think 15 minutes is really going to disturb him too much.
And the first Australian manufacturer to adapt its vehicle's air conditioners with the controversial gas is the aptly named Ocker.
We have to take, I think, a community responsibility to lower the risks of the pollutants we put into the atmosphere. The compressor has to work a lot less hard with hydrocarbon than with CFC. As a result of that, we use less fuel, the customer pays less money at the pump.
So why aren't other vehicle makers following Ocker's lead? Andy Granger, their head of marketing and business development, reckons it's because conglomerates like DuPont, who make R134A, have a huge financial stake in keeping it in use as long as possible.
If you've got a large assembly plant producing chemical day and night, you want to sell it. And if another manufacturer comes along with a rival product, you'll go out of your way to find some urban myth to discredit it.
Meanwhile, DuPont, pressured into coming up with a more environmentally friendly gas, joined forces with another conglomerate, Honeywell, to whip up a replacement in their labs called 1234YF. But it can burn.
If it's suddenly okay by the fluorocarbon industry to use a flammable refrigerant, then we may as well use one that's very cheap, because this one, and works better, because this new gas will be very expensive.
It has flammability. It will burn. It will not ignite.
So the debate rages on. But even hydrocarbon's harshest critic concedes
we may all well be using hydrocarbon refrigerants sometime in the future. If the world automotive air conditioning bodies decide to go down that path, then we'll all have to adopt that technology and train for it and use it.
It's a David and Goliath struggle that's going on around the world at the moment to be able to determine the future refrigerant choices.